Hello, beautiful humans of tourism, and welcome back to another episode of Tourism Hub, the hub for all things you and all things tourism, brought to you by Institute of Excellence, the School for Tourism and Small Business Greatness. I'm your host, Despina Karatzias, and today I want to take you on a little journey, a deep dive into the world of digital economies, platformization, and the concept of free labor. Recently, as part of my own growth and studies, I delved deep into these topics and I learned some stuff, and I want to take this opportunity to share some stuff and reflections and key insights with you. So let's start with a bit of background. The digital economy is rapidly evolving and it's changing the way we do business, the way we interact, and even the way we perceive value. My essay, which focused on platforms like Airbnb and Facebook and Instagram, explored how these platforms have reshaped industries, particularly the Australian tourism sector. But what does this mean in practical terms? And more importantly, what does it mean for all of us? First, let's talk about the rise of digital platforms. In my essay, I argued that despite concerns around what some call platform decay, platforms like Airbnb and Facebook have revolutionized how businesses connect with consumers. Think about it. Airbnb allows a small bed and breakfast in a remote corner of Australia to reach a global audience without the massive upfront invested traditionally needed. Similarly, Facebook connects businesses with consumers using data-driven strategies that were unheard of a couple of decades ago. These platforms thrive on network effects, which is a fancy way of saying that the more people who use them, the more valuable they become. As more hosts list their properties on Airbnb or more users engage with businesses on Facebook, the platform becomes more attractive to other users. It's a self-reinforcing cycle, one that can create immense value. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. One of the most compelling and controversial aspects of platforms like these is their reliance on what is called free labor. Free. What did you say free? I know. Now, this isn't free in the sense that people are working for no reason. It's more about how users like you and me contribute content, data, and engagement for free that the platform can monetize without directly compensating anyone. For example, when a user posts a review on Airbnb or shares a local business post on Facebook, they contribute valuable free content. Take this podcast. It's on major platforms, Spotify, Apple, Amazon. The cost in time and effort, like most other podcasters, is ours. There is free labor associated with maintaining, uploading, marketing content on the platforms that do not belong to me. The dynamic raises important ethical questions about exploitation versus opportunity. While some argue that platforms are taking advantage of users' unpaid work, others see the benefit, such as increased visibility and market access, as outweighing all the negatives. For many small businesses, especially in the tourism sector, this trade-off feels like a fair exchange, in my opinion anyway. For me, and efforts on this podcast, especially when I see the growing audience from overseas, hello, overseas audience, it's so promising for me and it's a reach that I would not otherwise be able to reach on my own without uploading to these big platforms, and the exchange is fair. Let's dive a little deeper into another critical point, platformization and power dynamics. My essay, which I only just handed in and still don't have my results, mind you, but never mind, I'm studying online and want to talk about this with someone, and you're the person. It discusses that there's a growing concern that major platforms like Airbnb and Facebook and Instagram and Uber prioritize data extraction and monopolization. This creates a landscape where smaller players, we have to constantly invest in advertising just to stay visible. Think about this pay-to-play game where the rules are left by these big conglomerates. This centralization of power has both economic and political implications. Platforms become gatekeepers, controlling who gets seen and who doesn't. For smaller businesses, this can mean higher costs and less organic reach, forcing them and all of us to compete against those with deeper pockets. Yet even with these challenges, platforms still provide opportunities for those who know how to navigate their ecosystems effectively. However, it's not all doom and gloom either. One of the strengths of platforms like these is their flexibility. They allow businesses and users to quickly adapt to changing market demands. During the COVID-19 pandemic, for example, many Airbnb hosts opted to offer longer stays or remote work-friendly accommodation, demonstrating just how agile these platforms can make businesses. Adaptability has been crucial in a world where the only constant is change. Facebook similarly allows tourism businesses to engage dynamically with their audience, creating real-time promotions or special events that cater to immediate needs. This adaptability, while often it's underpinned by the unpaid labor of managing and updating content, offers valuable control over operations, helping businesses stay competitive and continue to build community. Now let's talk about the attention economy. In a world flooded with info, capturing and holding attention has become one of the most valuable commodities. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram excel at this by creating engaging environments where users voluntarily keep producing content that draws even more attention. It's a never-ending cycle of engagement that keeps users hooked and provides businesses with a powerful tool to reach our target audiences. For platforms, this engagement is like gold. It allows them to monetize user activity primarily through targeted marketing. For users, though, it means that every click, every like, and every share is part of a broader ecosystem of value creation, whether they realize it or not. Now, let's take a closer look at what we call platform decay and discuss how we can shift towards a more balanced and sustainable approach in the digital economy. Platform decay refers to the gradual decline in value that businesses and users experience on major platforms like Facebook and Airbnb. As these platforms grow and mature, they change their algorithms to prioritize paid content or increase the visibility of certain types of engagement, making it harder for businesses to achieve organic growth and organic reach. At the same time, advertising costs on these platforms continue to rise, putting pressure on businesses to spend more just to maintain the same level of visibility they once had for free or at a lower cost. Additionally, frequent policy changes can lead to unpredictability, creating a more challenging environment for small tourism operations that lack the budget and the resources to keep up. As a result, this decay in platform effectiveness often forces businesses into a cycle of dependency on paid promotions and constant adaptation to new platform dynamics, leading to diminishing returns over time. So, where does this leave us? After reflecting on my essay and the broader implications of these findings, I think it's clear that while there are legitimate concerns, especially regarding privacy, data commodification, and the ethics of unpaid labor, the overall benefit of platforms like these far outweigh the negatives. They offer unparalleled reach, flexibility, engagement opportunities that empower us, particularly in dynamic sectors like tourism. However, this doesn't mean we shouldn't be vigilant. As users, businesses, and policymakers, we must stay informed and critically evaluate how these platforms operate. We must strike a balance between leveraging their benefits and mitigating their drawbacks, ensuring a more equitable digital economy for all. This brings us to an important point, the need to rethink our digital strategies beyond just relying on these major platforms. This is where the Peso model, paid, earned, shared, and owned media comes into play. Instead of leaning heavily on platforms that are susceptible to decay and ever-changing algorithms, businesses should focus on building a robust strategy that includes all four media types, particularly emphasizing the O in owned media. Owned media such as websites, blogs, email newsletters, and podcasts allows businesses to create and control their content without being at the mercy of platform algorithms. Unlike rented space on platforms like Facebook or Instagram, where your reach can be significantly impacted by changes outside your control, owned media is an asset that you fully manage. It provides a direct channel to your audience, helping build lasting relationships and enhance brand authority. The Peso model integrates owned media with paid, earned, and shared media to create a holistic strategy. By using owned media as a foundation, businesses can leverage paid media, such as targeted ads, to amplify their reach. Earned media, like press coverage and influencer partnerships, to build credibility, and shared media, which involves engaging content on social platforms to foster community. However, even with shared media, businesses should aim to direct traffic back to their owned channels. So why is this shift away from heavy reliance on platformization important? As we've seen, platforms can be highly effective for reaching a wide audience quickly, but they are also volatile. Algorithms can change overnight, costs can skyrocket, and the rules can shift, all of which can undermine your digital strategy if you're overly dependent on these platforms. So by focusing on the Peso model and particularly enhancing your own media, you gain more control, reduce risks associated with the platform decay, and build a more sustainable digital presence. Ultimately, while platforms like Facebook and Insta and Airbnb offer great opportunities, a balanced approach that prioritizes owned media and integrates it with paid, earned, and shared strategies provides a stronger, more resilient foundation for long-term success in the digital economy for your business and your destination. It's about taking back control and ensuring that your digital strategy can weather the storm of platform changes, evolving algorithms, and market shifts. You put yourself and your business in the driver's seat. So my friends, that's a wrap for today's episode. I hope you found this little deep dive into the digital economy, platformization, and the concept of free labor and platform decay as fascinating as I did reading and writing about it. These topics are not just theoretical, they impact our daily lives, our businesses, our children, and our future. If you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone who might find it interesting. And if there are any topics you'd like me to explore further, please feel free to reach out. Until next time, my friends, stay curious, stay informed, and keep navigating the digital, the visitor, the shared, and all the economies together with confidence. Big love, peace out. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to the Tourism Hub podcast. Until next time, my friends.